What's good with y'all? Back again in another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about running a clothing brand. If you guys don't know, I do run a clothing brand, and right now we are just learning through a lot of things about building a clothing brand. So if you guys are new to my channel, please consider like, subscribe, and we're going to get straight into this video. So what are the things you need for building a clothing brand from home? Because a lot of people want to start off, you know, basically just learning how to build a business. So one of the main things you're going to need for like starting any business is having a website. So when you're jumping in the game, you got to make sure you have a place where people can go see the stuff. Now for me, when I started my clothing brand, I didn't have a website, so I was kind of like selling on the streets and just selling out a chunk of my car. You can do that like starting off, but eventually you're gonna have to scale up, get a website. So I would say like go to a place where like Webly or the Square app. I use Square app, and they're pretty dope. It's not a sponsor, but I pretty much use them for like it's like an e-commerce place where you can host your website, right? Or you can use Shopify. I heard a lot of good things about Shopify. I've used Shopify before, but you know, I just went back to the Square because I just for some reason Shopify just was more advanced, and I just want to get started doing it. So if you guys just want to just start off, you know, try using Square. So a website you want to have is a name for your clothing brand. So find a name that nobody got, and make sure, you know what I mean, you basically you trademark it, your LLC, you get everything all set up, and then after that, you know, boom, you're up and going, right? So when you got your website, you got to have products. So the best thing for you to have is to have an Instagram account with your name on it and have everything aligned with it that matches your brand. So if it's like you know, I don't know, I don't want to throw out no ideas because it might be a website, it might be a clothing brand. So just make sure you have it like you have a .com on it, and everything matches, the name matches your Instagram, your website, your Twitter, and all like that, right? So once you get it all started, right, you want to make sure that you have like a nice website, pretty much like everything designed just perfectly, right? So we could just go to my YouTube channel right here. So you see the logo right here, for example, this is my logo right here. So you want to make sure you have a name. So that's the name of my brand, right? So you'll see that you go here. So if you look on my website, we're gonna go click on the website. So you want to have that in your bio on your YouTube channel. So this is my website right here. This is the app that I'm using. This is the Square app that I was telling you about. So you notice it has, as you can see, it's a little, let me fix the camera. Bear with me, y'all. Sorry for the loading. So if you look at my website, you notice that I have my brand, Tattoo Sell a Story. You know, I have a model wearing it, and this will be the product section, right? This will be where your t-shirt is. You want to make sure you have like at least a good quality, right? So these are some of the stuff that's on my website, right? Your branding has to have real good quality, because people are going to critique. People are going to they're going to let you know if your product's trash. I'm just going to be honest with you. So like, you want to make sure you don't have trash product. You gotta really, and how do you make sure that? Well, maybe if you're starting off, it might be a little trash, but make sure you stick with your idea for a long term, because we're playing a long game when you think about clothing brands. It's not something you just want to, if you're not willing to spend 10 years at least minimum to start this brand or your brand, don't even do it, because you would just be wasting time. You would just be telling all your friends. It's kind of like the music industry. You rapper or rapper, whatever, you just telling everybody, oh yeah, I rap, look at my one video or two videos. They're like, okay, you got to keep making videos now, you're a rapper, right? Same thing with clothing. So if you're a clothing brand owner or a clothing brand, you don't see like big brands like Nike. They've been around 50 years, Puma 50 years, right? You gotta look at it like that, because in the long run, You know what I mean? You playing a long game. You know, it's a marathon. It's not no sprint. So when having a clothing brand, you kind of got to nurture it like a baby. You know your baby is going to be newborn in this world, right? Then it's going to be 10 years old, right? 10 years. Then after that, another 10, that's 20. Now the baby's a full adult. Now he can take care of himself. It's the same idea for a clothing brand, right? 20 years, it pretty much in 20 years it should be taking off. It should be running. It should be running by itself. It should be already taking off and elevated. So you got to look at it like, you know what I mean, if you really want to start something, make sure you stick with it. You know what I mean? That's the purpose of, you know, really having a clothing brand, never giving up, right? And you can check that, my song, Never Gave Up. But never giving up, and then you'll notice, like, as time go by, you're like, dang, dreams to reality, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So you notice, like, your dream is coming to fruition. So, you know what I mean, that's very important when you're running a business. So another tip for y'all is to have people wearing your clothes, because we in the day and age with social media, you gotta have social proof, and people want to see people wearing your clothes. So if you got a specific audience that might like your clothing brand, you gotta go target and find these people, right? Where do you find them? Well, you gotta find them where you think they might be at. If it's a skate park brand, you gotta go to skate parks. If it's say if a gaming brand, well, you got to go to these game events. You got to go find them online, right? So whatever your niche you're talking about, when pretty much promoting your brand, that's where you need to go find them. You know what I'm saying? You got to find them where they're at, right? And then after that, make sure you have people wearing it. So like people say like, oh yeah, this is a pretty dope brand. Because for me, I'm not gonna invest no money that I work hard if I know people ain't either wearing it or it just the quality ain't there. That's just me speaking. So you got to make sure you hit it on the money on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know, just stick with it and never give up. Stick with a name and then find your target audience, and that's the best gems I can give you for running a clothing brand. If you guys are new to this channel, all I ask for in return, make sure you like this video, drop a comment below if I gave you some valuable gems, and I'm gonna catch y'all in my next video. Raw and shop. Gone.